Walton.
Here.
Mr. Wilmington.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mrs. Nelms.
Here.
And Mr. Harden.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, so at this time, I'll entertain a motion to dispense with the reading and approve the minutes from the Public Safety Committee meeting, April 18th.
So moved.
Second. Counselor Nelms is the motion. Counselor Harden is the second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it, 5-0. Under old business, 270322, request for consideration to add wayfinding signage in the north section of downtown. Counselor Andrus.
Yes, I
You're
have left
smiling,
it with
so-
you, and I'm sorry I didn't follow back up with you today. I'm so sorry.
And you sure did, and I haven't got back, they haven't got back with me
Okay.
yet. I sent them an email, I guess Wednesday, Thursday of last week, and they haven't got back with me. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry I didn't follow back up with you today.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
I should have called them today. It
So,
slipped my mind.
once we have it, we'll circulate it to the committee and
As soon as that comes out, I'll give it to you.
make a decision. All right, so we'll carry over 270322.
Oh,
There are no items under new business. Huh?
sorry.
Okay. All right, with that, public safety is adjourned. Yeah, moving through.
1 minute.
There we go.
Oh, sorry.
What?
There was some discussion, I guess, about discussing 190322, just to ask for a quick update from Gail about some of the traffic calming stuff.
Unadjourned?
We can call the meeting back to order.
Okay. Call. All right. Well, is that legit to call it back to order? Is everything good? To call the meeting back to order even though I adjourned it?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're not going to like get in trouble with any OMA. All right.
We're back to order.
So we're back to order. All right. So is there a motion to take 190322 off the table?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Counselor Wolverton, with a second from Counselor Arden. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. All right. 190322 is off the table.
Okay, so I think there had been some discussion, we've had chicanes out on South Forest for a little while, and just last week, something made it out to Forest Brook. So I'm not really exactly sure what all had been discussed. I know the ones on South Forest are in pretty rough shape. So there might have been some talk about fortification of those, or some way to make them last a little bit longer. We have not done any follow-up studies yet, is that correct?
That's correct. So the pneumatic tubes that Randy uses for the traffic studies to get the speeds and the volumes are in the shop for calibration.
Okay.
And I'm not sure when those are gonna be back out, but we need to put them down while the traffic calming
Is fresh.
is still out there. As far as like reactions, I've gotten a couple of phone calls today on the Forest Brook. And those because I think it took people off guard, they weren't ready for it. And some people just don't know.
Some were, yeah.
Some people just don't know what it is. I had a long discussion with a guy who was like asking about traffic calming and all that, and his wife had signed the petition and he didn't know about it, so.
So they're filing for divorce.
His fault, no, my fault. Was it? Well,
They weren't as polite.
I got one email from, from one of our police officers' fathers who lives up there, but the police officer also lives up that way now, and he's all for it, but Big Daddy had a lot of questions about it, so.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think there are gonna be a lot of questions. It's traffic calming, so people aren't gonna be able to drive the way that they have always been used to
Sure.
driving. So it's gonna make people upset, but at the end of the day, if the objective is to calm traffic, it seems to be working.
Right.
I mean, if you go through there right now, it's probably a parking lot in South Forest, right? Like people trying to navigate around each other in cars and all that. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but they're not speeding.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, can I speak?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Floor is yours.
I was just hoping that, since obviously the tubes is going to be the quantitative data aspect of this, but we're all also getting feedback periodically. It sounds like Berkeley has some, Andrew has some. If we could possibly look at adding a form through Speak to Us Homewood and just kind of get all comments routing through that as much as possible for these different projects, so that we kind of, after the temporary installation, have something in one centralized place to compile that and sort through it. Because again, part of the purpose is that we get feedback on specific projects and then decide in the future if we want to put infrastructure funding behind it to make it permanent. So it'd be good to have it come through a form so it's kind of all stored in one place. Does anybody have any?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I do think.
Because then you at least have quantifiable.
Right, I was gonna say. I
Not
think
just
that-
hearsay.
That follow-up with the numbers is important, because that ultimately, that's what led us to taking action.
Well, and I think the key thing is when someone comes to you, don't just go, yeah, no problem, I'll take and report that back. Go, you need to go fill out this form on the
Correct,
website so we can
correct.
log your feedback.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get something on the homepage that kind of talks about traffic calming as one of those icons. And if you click through that, not only to get information, but also maybe a direct link to the comment form,
Yeah.
as well as through the speak to the Summit tool. I think that would
And
be
will that
Brian, is that-
Brian can.
Is that a challenge, Brian, or is it pretty straightforward? Straightforward.
Will that,
Easy enough.
will that route it to Kale?
It goes to Kale.
We'll route it to whoever you want. But I think Kale makes the most sense.
Right, Berkeley Squires.
Yeah, Berkeley Squires, there we
It
go.
doesn't seem to get the same clients I get.
And make sure you put Berkeley's cell phone number right in just big bold letters, right on the bottom.
Call him after
Okay.
midnight.
So, the recommendation for the website change is to add a form. Let's make this Homewood, so that and add to a temporary link to the front page so that folks can go in and log their comments. So we'll make that happen.
Is there,
Brian, I'll send you an email.
does the committee have a preference? I know we had gone ahead and tabled this maybe a month or 6 weeks ago. But I'm wondering if it would be prudent to just kind of leave it where it is.
We can leave it and carry
so
it
that we
over
don't have
each
to
week.
remember to pull it every
Sure.
time.
Yeah,
If
'cause
there's
I'll-
something to report, great. If not, we just carry it.
Still trying to beat that Peter
I just wanna
record.
see-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing good with
Yeah.
my
You
records
open
at
and
this point.
close it.
Yeah.
in about 10 seconds.
I think going down forest.
Like you attached it
Um,
to the bike and started out.
So, and it would be good.
Yeah.
I heard that too, but not from y'all.
Okay. It would be good to get, once we find out when traffic is their test set
A
time, so
timeline.
we can actually find, because we only need like 7 days worth of data probably.
Right.
So it won't take that long once it's available. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, with that, public safety is adjourned again.
Thank you.